Hello, star lovelies. It's a great time to be a soul. Happy, happy, happy full moon. Here we are on October 17th at 7:27 a.m. Eastern Time. We've got that beautiful sun in Libra, and we have the gorgeous moon in Aries, and it's at 24 degrees. And we've got a square, a confrontation, a wrangle that happened a few days ago that we're kind of pulling into this lunar configuration, and that's Mars in Cancer. He doesn't like being in Cancer. We talked about that in the podcast episode where he's going to be there for a really long time. And this full moon is giving us the ability to have appreciation for how it shows up in our life. So the sun is very personal. The sun is like the core of who we are. It's our life force. It's that beautiful directionality and clarity that's high in the sky that we can gain insight and an open mind about and an open being. The moon is our heart. The moon is so incredibly personal. It's how we feel about things. It's how we rejuvenate and nurture ourselves. And so when we have a full moon, we have an opposition where we have the availability of the energy from one end of the spectrum and then all the way to the other end of the spectrum. So we're pulling that energy as wide as we possibly can. So think about opening up that door and like throwing it wide open, and all of a sudden the doorway becomes bigger. That's what a full moon is. And right now, the sun being in Libra and the moon being in Aries, it's very much about how do we show up in our softer skills on the feminine side, and how do we show up in the flow with that, in the strengths and in the fortifying and in the very linear, logical reasoning side, the masculine expression. And so that feminine energy and the masculine expression is getting this big, huge opening. This happens to be where the collective soul karma and the collective soul destiny is. So this is another opportunity that we have to have that rising up to the surface, being complicated by that martial energy where we are confronted with how brave we're going to be to show up for ourselves in self-care and self-worth and self-love, and how brave are we going to be in relationship when it's not serving us. So if we have relationships that are unstable or unpredictable, there's going to be a wrangling here. And why? The stars are showing us that, you know what? We deserve better. We deserve to be with people who have our best interests at heart. We deserve to have the beautiful opening of energy that we feel emotionally safe with. We feel really tucked in and secure. We feel like we can be courageously ourselves. And so this is a positive influence, even though it might not feel like that. I will say that bookended in this week where the full moon comes is really vibrating, beautifully uplifting, successful, social, luscious energies. And so we can be thankful for that. And I will say that underpinning this entire energy right now is this gorgeous magic triangle that is allowing us to go more deeply within ourselves, to be honest, but we're given the power to do that, as well as to have the beautiful Venusian energy being moving out of Scorpio and into Sagittarius, which is lighthearted and fun, and it's about, making friends and having experiences and taking on lovers and just being like, je ne sais quoi, like this is just so fun, seize the day type energy. And also really beautifully supported by creativity, intuition, and healing. So there's a lot of great energy here. The key is there's a lot of energy. And so we get to choose. We get to choose how we dance with it. We get to choose whether we dance with it. We get to choose how we dive into it. We get to choose so many things around this beautiful full moon. And so when we're looking at our desires, right, and when we're looking at our true passions, let's really explore that. We can bring some other magical tools in. The crystals that wanted to come were twofold, actually. Moss agate wanted to come in to help with the grounding of the energy. Moss agate is very soothing. It's very stabilizing. It's very calming. And so moss agate, like think about like a forest floor, and we've got that beautiful moss growing underneath the trees, and it feels soft, right? And it's dark. Then the other crystal that wanted to come in was ruby. And ruby is pure power. Ruby has that spark and that sparkle and that deep, deep red that is allowing us to say, you know what? How does our heart want to be brave? How can we truly open up to the essence of us and say, okay, here we are, without explanation, without apology, without any sort of dissembling? Wouldn't that be magnificent to just show up in places and be you? Just be truly you. And this has a flowing energy. So you can think of that beautiful bed of moss agate and that gorgeous, ruby energy for that deepening, think of being in that forest floor and you feel really rooted, but yet there's a depth and a mystery and a soul felt energy. That's what the magical tools want you to be able to step into. The Oracle card is still that beautiful 29 healing card. It's right before we get into the magic and power cards in the deck. So this is a time for us to gather ourselves, even though we have that full expression of the sun and the moon energy. When I look at the energies within the intuitive success signatures, there's a beautiful opening for that gorgeous mind, for the wise strategist and the intuitive visionary. You can lean more into that Libra and Aries influence. For the collaborative explorer, for the ruling warrior, there's that depth of connection, whether it's an internal connection or it's a connection with other. And then for the loving alchemist and for the creative superstar, there's that deep, abiding, powerful energy that you can reach within and pluck innovation, pluck creation, grasp your value. And so we don't really have individual tips with this full moon. There's more of a flow with it. It's like, thank you, Libra, for that. And so the moon really wants us to then talk about the 24 degrees. 24, 2 plus 4 in numerology is 6. And so 6 is about union. 6 is about the lover's card in the tarot. It's a major arcana card. And so what the grasp of the energy is for understanding and comprehension is that in wholeness, individually, we are 1 plus 2 or a 3. That full creation, that full expression of who we are, because the masculine is that one energy. It's that outward leaning. It's that skill orientation. It's that strategy setting. The 2 is that feminine expression of wisdom. It's the priestess. It's the I just know and I don't know how I know. It's a remembrance of who we are. It's the full embodiment of our power. And if you add those two numbers up, that's the 3. And here we are in wholeness. And there's a beautiful loving energy there. So that's us, there's you. And then when you go to other, there's another 3 when you get to the 6. And so someone else in wholeness. And so this is what this full moon is wanting us to seek. Seek the wholeness within ourselves to then connect within the wholeness of someone else. When we are looking at these energies and feeling them and sensing them, sometimes they can seem daunting. It can seem to be a little bit too much. I don't really know what to do with this power, and I don't really understand the fullness. Well, we can ask the energies. We can ask the energies of Pluto. We can ask the energies of Mars. We can ask the energies of the sun and the moon. They all reside within us. And so for right now in this configuration, we can envision, and then we'll go right into ritual, but we can envision, the sun in the left hand, the moon in the right hand. There's that masculine and feminine expression sitting right beside us. Who are we out in the world and who are we at midnight deep within us? And then you can have Pluto sitting right behind you. And Pluto says, I've got you. You can sit in that forest floor or at the ocean bed, and you can feel the power in the earth so that then you can feel the power within yourself. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and close our eyes and envision the sun on the left, the moon on the right. And as we breathe in and out, we can bring those energies of Mars, bring those energies of Pluto right tucked, and we're tucked right in between. And how are these planets helping us? The sun illuminates, fills us with light. And during this full moon, as we breathe in and out, going to bring that energy lower. We're going to literally envision our crown chakra at the top of our head, our third eye, our throat, our heart being filled with light of the sun. Then our solar plexus, then our sacral down in our belly, down deeply into both hips, feminine and the masculine, down through the root chakra, down into the earth star, filled with light, filled with us. And in this case, during this full moon, filled with love. It's a Libran energy. It's about commitment, partnership, relationship, connection. Let's have that connection deep within ourselves, filling ourselves up at the core. Then we're actually going to be bringing Pluto in behind us. Pluto yearns for us to take ourselves seriously, to not mince thoughts or deeds or words, to be able to fully live in our wholeness. She adores us being honest with ourselves, opening up those deepest parts that we may not want to look at, but let's fill them with sunlight. Let's fill something with sunlight that we don't feel great about. It could be an embarrassing moment. It could be a time you didn't speak up. Let's fill ourselves with that loving, gorgeous Libran energy. Libra is filled with harmony and peace and acceptance. Libra appreciates. Libra is the advocate for those times where you feel less than. Let's fill ourselves up with the sun. Let's sip from that loving element of fire. Let's burn away anything that we don't want to have sticking to us, that we want to release. Then let's go to that beautiful moon energy. She's sitting right on our right today. She's in Aries on this full moon. She's so incredibly brave. I call her Braveheart when she's in this sign. She does have the stamina and the fortitude and the courage to say, you know what? You made a mistake. You were wrong. What is so terrible about that? I love you anyway. I love you regardless of what has happened or what will happen. I love you to the ends of the earth. And you can breathe in the fire of Aries, but that beautiful sweet water of the moon, and have it be almost like liquid lightning that you're breathing in to go ahead and spark away anything that doesn't serve you any longer. No need to carry it any further. It's a deep healing energy. As we sink deeper into these three, the sun, the moon, and Pluto, that's where Moss Agate wants to come up and meet us. Sitting on that forest floor, sitting on that ocean bed, underneath the beautiful starlit sky, as well as being filled with sunlight. This is magic. It can be both. And allow ourselves to just be one with that beautiful solace that we can find in the sanctuary of Moss Agate. And then Mars comes up, literally walks up, wants to greet us. He's wearing like a warrior-like belt. And in that belt, he has all these magical tools. And in one of the pockets, he reaches out and he hands you a ruby. And he says, I want you to wear this. I want you to put it on you somewhere. Maybe it becomes a belt for you, or a cape, or a hat, or a sword, or leggings, or boots. Maybe it becomes a chest plate. And any time that you are weary, or you are doubtful, or you are feeling like you don't belong, wear me and wear ruby. And let us help you fill you with you, because you are worthy. You are loved and you do belong. Let these healing words reside within you and let you speak them. I am worthy. I am loved. I do belong. I love myself. I cherish my life. I fill myself up with the magic and power of ruby, as well as bring in that beautiful, inviting, safe space with moss agate. I can have the sun sit to my left and the moon sit to my right, and Pluto sitting right behind me, and Mars giving me gifts to be brave and strong. In those times where I'm wondering, times where I'm questioning, times where I feel hesitant or afraid, I can galvanize and fortify myself and harness these tools and say, I can step forward. I can step in. I can lean slightly into myself or into other. I can speak my mind. I can connect to my inner voice, and I can take a step in the right direction for me. And I wear this energy now and forevermore as I thank the full moon, that beautiful sun in Libra, the beautiful moon in Aries, that gorgeous magic triangle that is deeply rooted with Pluto, and that gorgeous, wonderful confrontation with Mars, who has opened up his energy to me and has spoken to me softly and in support will walk right with me. So giving great gratitude to all the stars, the earth herself, the magical tools, and the practical ways. And with that, we come back deeply within ourselves. We feel our feet, knees, our hips, our diaphragm, our shoulders, our elbows, our wrists, traveling back up the arms through our shoulders, up through our jawline, our cheekbones, our forehead. Feel our breath and those inhales and exhales, knowing that as we walk forward, we can celebrate ourselves and we can celebrate the space we've just created, because we've removed some things that have been too heavy, that don't fit, that no longer belong with us. We can feel lighter, yet powerful. We are ready to enter the day, the week, the month, the year. And with that, if you haven't opened your eyes, I invite you to do so. Take a beautiful cleansing breath in and an exhale, another breath in and an exhale, and finally one more breath in and an exhale. As you wiggle your toes and your wrists and move your fingers and palms together, rub the soles of your feet on the floor, give yourself a great big hug. We've wanted to take a few more moments to come back. That's okay. This has been a wonderfully powerful, deep meditation. It's been a visualization of what's to come as we enter our world, being fully ourselves. Go ahead and take a drink of water and anything that you'd like to write down, think about, ponder. You want to then wrap yourself up with that beautiful ruby energy to then go ahead and enter your day. What a wonderful full moon filled with limitless love. Happy, happy, happy full moon. And until next time, happy soul tidings. Thank you for listening, and stay tuned for more ways to use the stars strategically to align with your soul purpose, reclaim your power, and increase your prosperity. Please rate and review your favorite episodes, and remember to check out my website at kimwoods.com for my latest forecasts, articles, and offerings. To find out your intuitive success signature, take my 12-question Do You Know, Like, and Trust Yourself quiz and find out how you're living your stars at yourstarmaptosuccess.com. I've so enjoyed our time together, as it's filled with the power of the stars plus strategy to clear the pathway to your success. Until next time, happy soul tidings.